Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with silver trim, hailing from Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in at a ready 235 pounds with a record of 23 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the NABA heavyweight champion, introducing the pride of Brooklyn, Taurus, the Bull Sykes. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, this 12-round championship attraction. He is wearing light blue trunks with white trim, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Akwa Nigeria. He weighed in at 243 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with 23 wins, no losses, 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the NABF and the USBA heavyweight champion, ranked number 4 world contender by the WBC and the WBO, introducing the Nigerian Nightmare, Samuel Peter. Once again, our referee in charge, Vic Draculich, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of action scheduled.
Take off the coat.
Make sure Joe Hughes. I'm voting Joe Hughes.
All right, gentlemen, this is for the NABF, the USBA, and the NABA heavyweight titles. You received your instructions in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. I want you to obey my commands, and I want you to protect yourselves at all times. Most importantly, any punches below this point going to be called low. Any punches below this point going to be called low. With that, touch them up, back to your corners. Good luck to both of you.
The jab. He may try to turn this into a clinch fest, stretch this out, test the stamina.
Problem, it's hitting with the jab, defensive posture so you don't get countered.
And Charles Schubert, or the Peter got, I wouldn't take that too lightly.
Pretty good prognosticator. Well, he lives in Vegas.
It's rubbing off. The feeling is Sykes simply doesn't have.
Sure, for future fights, including this one,
They have the combinations, the movement, etc. Don't go to the fridge.
well, he's got great picks, and that's what it is. He wants to get these rounds.
Sam Peter in the sky blue, same area that produced Mike Tyson and Riddick Bowe, the Brownsville section.
I'm voting for you.
He took the almost to the day.
Boxing, that's for sure. You know, great advice in the corner.
More marketable and TV viewer friendly.
That is exactly what his corner is telling him not to do. That's why.
And then an uppercut followed by an overhand right, and Peter looking to end it right here. Smothering Sykes with punches. Oh, big right hand to the head. Sykes in all kinds of difficulty, and down he goes.
2, 4, 5.
It's over. The count got to 5 by Vic Draculich, and Sam Peter has scored another spectacular knockout. Well, he predicted 4. He halved it. Round 2. Who's next continues to send out a loud and clear message to a wide open heavyweight division. Remains undefeated, raising his record to 24-0 with 21 knockouts. And Al, he extends his knockout streak now to 4.
Well, Sam Peter does not lack for confidence in himself. You saw that there, and he's shown it before the fight. He has tremendous power, and a demonstration of it here. And even though Taurus Sykes is not a top 10 heavyweight, what's startling about this is that under the right circumstances, when he can hit you Sam Peter can get the job done.
Now controls 3 fringe titles. Is a world title belt in the offing for Samuel Peter. So the story here tonight in Reno is Nigerian Nightmare Samuel Peter. It remains to be seen if he's the man who will lead boxing out of its heavyweight funk, but he does lend hope to a struggling division that used to drive the sport. Sam hearing it from the crowd.
And you know, they were conscious of the right hand from Sam Peter, and yet he was still able to land it. And Sykes came out of a clinch, and that right hand was there. And when he can get that punch in or the hook and get it in effectively, he can get it done. Almost hit his manager there to the body. That would have been
2 knockouts in one night. Ivalo Gatsev. Well, not as devastating a knockout as we last saw against Jeremy Williams back in December, but he made his point.
And one of the things that he'll like about this is he was able to finish. You know, for the most part, not too much wasted motion as he finished off Sykes, and we'll take a look at it and see. It was a clubbing right hand, landing kind of on the side of the head, affecting the equilibrium of Sykes, and then he measured his punches for the most part. Now, those are kind of wide, but he uses the jab to try and set that up, and Sykes was in a very bad position on the rope. That short right hand, which was thrown in a straight manner, got right to the chin, and that was probably the best punch actually that Peter threw in this fight. Also good that he went to the body, also good that he measured him with the jab. So those are all little things that make this a more impressive knockout for Sam Peter. And once he got Sykes in trouble, he was able to finish. And I think that a piece of that in microcosm, though it wasn't perfect, is what they want from Sam Peter. Don't be one-dimensional. Don't just try and throw a clubbing right hand. Try and set those punches up. Use the body and other things for it.
So a barrage of punches by Sam Peter leading this convincing victory.
And you see, he started things out there with the uppercut. And what you have to like about that is they want to see different punches in his arsenal. They want to see Sam Peter do different things, because as he fights better heavyweights, the more dimensional you are, the less one-dimensional you are in your attack, the better off you're going to be. And you see he's mixing in some punches here, throwing the uppercut, the right hand, the jab is involved. He threw a body shot earlier, and Taurus Sykes goes down, and thankfully Draculich got in there. Peter in his last fight was had 2 points deducted for hitting Martinez when he was on the ground, so we didn't want to see a repeat of that, and Draculich helped that not to happen.
So 2 consecutive second-round knockouts here on Showtime Championship Boxing for Samuel Peter.
From any angle and however many times you see it, it's painful for Taurus Sykes. And at that moment, he was hurt, but you saw the smile on his face as if to say, whew, now we got to figure something out here. Peter was the one that figured it out. This straight right hand, I think, was the one that really made sure things were going to go against Taurus Sykes. That was a good straight right hand. And for Sam Peter, other heavyweights watching this will understand that if you're going to beat Peter, you have to fight in such a way that you don't get hit with his best punch, because he's got power.
So obviously another attention-getting knockout by Sam Peter, but you cannot lose sight of the level of competition.
Exactly.
As he now has 3 fringe title belts. Let's get it up to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
I'm looking for the senior one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 7 seconds in round number 2. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is still undefeated, and now the NABF, USBA, and NABA heavyweight champion, the Nigerian Nightmare, Samuel Peter.